All right, so let's take a tour of the Alchemax facility in Marvel Rivals. Now, obviously, the first thing here is Project Aesir and their copy of Angela. Yeah, not the real Angela, it's some sort of a copy that they made. This here thing called Siege or Situation Emergency Gear, I don't really recognize that. It might be a comic book reference, it might not, I'm not sure. Um, And of course, here we have a diagram for Project Angela. Yeah. Thing is, we have a reason to believe that that's actually not the only thing in Project Aesir. Oh yeah, it has a thing. It's a bio of Miguel O'Hara as Spider-Man 2099. Oh yeah, also there's Daredevil 2099. Although those are not new, just like things we've seen before. Here, on the other hand, this is kind of new. Yeah, that's an outline of Angela, but it's an outline also of someone else that looks very much like Thor. And the Marvel Comics current timeline has it that Angela and Thor are half siblings, so it would make sense that they would also make a clone of Thor. Which has been done in the comics probably more than once, yeah. Let's see. Other projects listed here, though, are Project Ares, Project Heroic Age. This one is seemingly something related to living on Mars. I can't read any of that, so I don't know what. Project Heroic Age, though, is them transporting their headquarters back through time. Yeah, that's interesting. Project Virtual Unreality is another thing that I'm highly interested in because in the comics, this was some sort of way of using a digital counterpart of the real world to influence the real world via cyberspace. No, I don't understand how that's supposed to be a world domination plot, but apparently it was somehow. Calling it 70% occupied is also kind of interesting because this is apparently the status of the... I don't know if this is actually the status of the project in what is, by Marvel Rivals standards, the present, or the status of the project as it is in the 2099 timeline. Anyways, let's go and look at the other stuff. Get to that later. Here we have Project Corporate Raiders. Kind of hard to make out, but yeah, Corporate Raiders Project. These are just the diagrams of various skins that they did for characters. One of them is Gambit, one of them's Starlord, and one of them's Wolverine, which that looks like Wolverine. I guess that's supposed to be Starlord in the middle? I don't know. Anyway. Another thing with Miguel O'Hara, which confirms that Miguel O'Hara's powers are the result of an Alchemax experiment. Then there's this, which is just kind of like not here. Deleted and replaced with a vague outline. Oh yeah, this is Miguel O'Hara's cyberspace assistant person. Okay, so I'll get to that later. Let's see here. Need to go over to where the fish tank thing is. Oh yeah, these are seemingly holographic plants, which isn't related to the virtual unreality thing as far as I know. It's just related to them liking to do decorations that are holographic plants. Here we have Moon Girl. And the data that she is looking at is, this is Devil Dinosaur, who we did not see in the other picture. This is Project Heroic Age, which we did see in one of the other pictures. This is probably related to Cyclops and creating whatever variant of Chronovium it is that they are using as part of Project Heroic Age. Because that does kind of look like a Cyclops costume. But, you know, not the prisoner of Alchemax version of Cyclops. So my best guess is that the reason that other panel says deleted is because Moon Girl did it. I mean, she's supposed to be a super genius and all that, so, you know. Oh yeah, there's also this mer person in here who we don't really have any clues to his identity. He doesn't look, you know, exactly like any character from the comics, so it's not entirely clear who he is. There is one other interesting thing. Oh yeah, Alchemax's leaders and founders and stuff. Some trophies they collected. Yeah. One other interesting thing. A lot of people immediately notice that there is Cyclops here with the optic blast going through the ceiling to the glowing red Chronovium thing. Okay, cool. And that this version of Cyclops seems to have been cybernetically modified by Alchemax so that they can leave him in this containment tube indefinitely without having to take him out to give him food and water. Okay, sure. Thing is, you go under the floor, you look like, oh, there's a red glow down here. Gee, I wonder what this red glow is coming from. Wait, there's another optic blast coming from a chamber down here? Yeah, there is. What? This is the most surprising aspect of this map to me, and I'm genuinely curious what on earth this is supposed to represent. When you go outside this room, it's actually just like the bottom of the building. There's like a thing on the bottom of the building. There isn't really much to look at. Although it kind of sort of hints that this is actually like the building equivalent of a basement. Why did I suddenly become incapable of moving? That's weird. Oh, I guess I was bumped into something? I don't know. Anyway, though. Yeah, like it has this red energy beam coming out of the basement that goes to here and kind of stops right here, which is the underside of the pod that Cyclops is in. Actually, I think if you line them up, the first one is actually underneath that jump button, and the second one is just like a few feet to the left or something. Anyways, very curious. Also, the beam going to the red thing in the top, that's different from the giant red thing in the sky. Yeah. See, this is where they have the red Chronovium thing that Alchemax experimenting with. The building has a red thing coming from the building itself, which is apparently different from this. Yeah, I don't know what the in-universe significance of that is. It could just be a game design thing, but hey, you know what? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. And also, it's like, what do you guys think about the idea that Alchemax actually has an eco-central environment department? Alrighty then, see you guys.